marketing team here at FMCA, and I'm very excited today to be speaking with Hiva Monshi. She is part of the FMCA class of September 2023, and she graduated in September 2024. She is now a part-time practicing health coach and full-time tech professional. She combines her experience as a Salesforce solution architect with her background in biomedical engineering to support high-achieving professionals, especially those in tech, navigating mental health, stress, and burnout. And her approach is deeply personal, shaped by her own healing journey and grounded in the science of behavior change. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yes. So I would love to go back to the beginning of your journey and tell me what you were doing before becoming a student at FMCA. I know your career blends with that today still, but
Yeah. As you mentioned, I'm a Salesforce solution architect. So I work in the tech industry, been doing that for the past, 10, 11 years now. But my background is in biomedical engineering. So I was always very passionate about, our human physiology and biology and how our different systems and mind and body work together. That's why when I found the opportunity to dive into functional medicine, health coaching, I didn't have to think for a second, I just dove right into it. And I'm so happy that I did it.
so what did bring you to functional medicine and ultimately health coaching?
Yeah, it's actually interesting because I came to know about FMCA through my work. We were doing an experiment about employee health and well-being, and so a select number of employees were given opportunity to work with coaches from FMCA, and that's how I came to learn about functional medicine. Like I knew there there is something more to the conventional medicine that we had. That's something that I was trying to like instinctively follow in my throughout my life. I just didn't have a word for it, didn't know the correct terminology. I until I came across FMC and that experiment we were doing at work. And I was so excited to learn about it. And it definitely changed my lifestyle. It really helped me. And when I received the email from FMCA saying that they're going to start a cohort and that, if I'm interested, that, I can jump on this call. So I went to the call, I looked at the material, the curriculum, and I was just so excited. Right away, I knew this is what I wanted to do. It just aligned with every single thing that I believed in throughout my life and that I wanted to follow. So it was perfect match, perfect timing.
That's amazing. I love how you say that you knew there was another way, but you didn't know what the terminology was or what it was really called. I think a lot of people would resonate with that, and that they know that there's this functional medicine approach out there, but they don't know that it's called the functional medicine approach,
Mhm.
or all of the different positive psychology and everything that goes into FMCA's curriculum. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So how are you using your health coaching certification and making an impact on the health and wellness of your clients and community today?
Mhm. Yeah, I've had numerous clients that I've been working with, especially in the tech industry, because I resonate really well with them. I know it's very difficult to maintain that work-life balance. It's a very highly speed and very stressful environment that I have been in for so many years. And so it's easier for me to connect with people. And with the help of everything that I've learned at FMCA and beyond that, I'm able to bring that, shift in the way you look at your life and your lifestyle to my clients and help them, be more in touch with who they are, especially women, because I read a lot about the fact that, women's biology is very different than men. We're
Yes.
not built to work in a really fast-paced, full of stress environment than men do, but a lot of us are there these
Mhm.
days. And so I think we all need help to kind of be able to orient. and come back to our bodies and make sure that we're focusing on our health as well, because we're also like caregivers. A lot of us are mothers, so it's like our responsibilities don't just end at work. And, you know, by the time that the workday ends, it extends beyond that. So it's very important to, have that healthy lifestyle and also be that model to our kids or to those around us. So that's how I help my clients, helping them understand, the reasoning behind why their lifestyle is how it is today, and what are the ways they can do to, what are the things they can change to make it better, to make it, healthier, to achieve the goals that they want. And obviously, it's not going to be the same for everyone. So I think it's very important to be able to listen to individuals and to help them find their own strength inside and see what's worked for them. So something very personalized to their approach and to their lifestyle and what, the resources that they have um, available to them.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's very beautiful how you describe that. As females, especially the society that we're in, we don't run a 24-hour cycle the way that men do. So it's really important to listen to our body and figure out how we can use our tools and understand how our body works to best live in the system that we are in. So I want now to shift back towards your time at FMCA, and if you could tell me a little bit more about your experience as an FMCA student and
Mhm.
what you enjoyed about the program.
Yeah, there are. I don't know if there's anything specific that I can point, because there were so many different things that I really enjoyed. We had a really great instructor. She was full of knowledge. She was full of compassion, and I think that really allowed the people in my cohort to, to practice that compassion amongst ourselves. We're still in touch. We still, after it's almost, I would say, a year after we've graduated, we still try to, connect, if not bi-weekly, at least once a month, to catch up. We do have a group chat where we keep in touch with each other. We encourage each other, exchange any new information that we come across. And so there has been a lot of, nice moments like that, not a lot of, collaboration. We had these amazing coaching sessions that we did amongst ourselves during the class, and just the feedback that everyone provided. I feel like everyone was so compassionate. At the same time, they had your best interest in mind, making sure that they are providing a feedback that is really to your benefit, that helps you improve. And so we it was a lot of, learning and growing together, and a community that I think is gonna be here for years and years to come. It was really great, and just like all the resources that was available to us, it was a great experience for me, and I know, like, for the people who were in my cohort.
Thank you for sharing that. And how did FMCA prepare you to be a successful health coach? Are there any specific tools that you learned or parts of the education or curriculum that you
Mhm,
want to highlight?
mhm. I would say definitely different techniques like motivational interviewing, positive psychology, different ways of, dealing with people. That was definitely very helpful. Things that were new to me, I didn't know. I didn't know about them before. I think those tools were really great. Just learning more about, biology and physiology and even our psychology. Coming from biomedical background, I did a great deal of studying in like physiology and biology, but like looking at it from a functional medicine perspective, I would say is different. And that's something that really interested me, because I feel like it's something that you don't really come across. It's not very common to come across it. Like when you go to a conventional doctor, they don't look at these things. So I think it's very important to go into those root causes. And then like the tools they provide you, different, I don't know, different diets, different tools to just get to know yourself, your own strengths, your own values. I think these are very valuable information that was provided, and that is very useful, when I um, talk with my clients, when I have sessions with my clients. And I also came to know about a lot of different people who are, well known in functional medicine. So I follow them on social media. I keep learning from them, which is amazing. And I feel like um, there's definitely a lot of like a wealth of knowledge that is very important and that I still have access to. And I always go back to, there's a lot to learn and it really excites me. And I'm very excited that I have that information to always go back to and to, cross reference when needed.
That's great. Yeah.
That
You're
answered your
always
question,
learning.
huh?
Yes, you did. That was perfect. Yeah, always learning something new too. It doesn't just end when you graduate, it's ongoing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that you're balancing your full-time career and your health coaching career, were there any fears or barriers about starting that health coaching career, and how did you overcome this?
Mhm. Of course, there's fear in starting anything, imposter syndrome is there, there's a lot of unknown, you don't know how things are gonna work out. But I think just taking actions is really important. And through the alumni program, I attended this course on how to like run your own business, which gave us really good list of steps to of things that we need to do. So it kind of helped me orient myself and not be as overwhelmed as I used to be, because I'm like, I don't know where to start. There's so many things to do. I don't even know what are all those steps. So that course really helped me understand, okay, what are the things that I need? And so I can work through them. And yes, definitely that fear was there, but I was able to find some a couple of people who were willing to, keep me accountable, or we did that amongst ourselves. They were part of that course as well. So we were able to like take small steps. Um, every time we met, we were providing updates to each other. We were like finding out information about, okay, this can be done this way, or this is what we need to do next. And that was very helpful, just having that accountability, especially from someone who is going through the same journey as you are. So they know, they're going through the same stress, they're going through the same uncertainty. It was definitely very helpful to have that support.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one of the best parts about the alumni program, I think, is that course that's kind of a roadmap to help you launch your business, because a lot of people join FMCA and want to be a health coach and they think, oh, it's just about coaching people, but you actually have to know the business side of things too, which is really important to make sure you have a full understanding, but then having that community to do it alongside is really great.
Yeah.
All right. So at FMC, we say that you're an FMCA graduate for life. And what does the ongoing alumni connection and support look like for you? I know you spoke a lot about your cohort and that you're still in contact with one another, supporting each other. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been part of the alumni, and mm, unfortunately, I'm not able to attend all the sessions because it conflicts with some of the meetings I have with my day job. But the ones that I've been able to attend, they have been very nice. You're always learning more. People bring in their experiences, they ask their questions. So it makes you think, and you're like, oh, well, now I know if I'm in the same situation, what I can do. And constantly making new connections as well from different cohorts that I haven't been in. And it's just nice, also to hear about how people are moving forward, how they're progressing in their own businesses, just learning from each other. It's definitely something that I really cherish, and I'm happy that I'm a part of.
That's great.
Mhm.
So I love all of what you shared. Would you now be able to share some advice that you would give to somebody who might be considering embarking on the journey to becoming a functional medicine certified health coach?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I would say with anything, listen to your gut, see what your gut tells you.
Yeah.
That's how I got here. I knew it deep inside that I was so excited about everything that FMCA was offering, like all the courses, and I knew this is what I wanted. So definitely trust your gut because that's also what functional medicine is about, you know, your mind and body, and definitely can direct you. But that know that, you know, you're going to get access to the most amazing, you know, people who are in the functional medicine. You know, Diana Minnick, Dr. Mark Hyman, a lot of amazing people in this area. I think it's a very high quality course.
Mhm.
So I would definitely recommend it, and I would say that I know like there's you, there are so many other people who are more than happy to guide people to talk through them, answer any questions they have. If you have any doubt or if you don't know whether like if you haven't made up your mind yet, there are definitely people there who are going to help you you know, make the decision that's best for you.
That's great.
Mm.
And is there anything else that you'd like to add, specifically for someone in the tech space that might be considering it?
Yeah. um I would say I'm kind of seeing the shift. Like I know a few people, even at my work, who have set up time on my calendar. They're interested. They're like, this is amazing. We want to go this path. So I still have to talk to them, but I know um the more we I guess the more time passes, the more people become aware of you know, how important their health is. And I think with the rise in AI and everything, it's even becoming more crucial to be able to create a lifestyle that still is manageable and that still connects your mind and body together. Um, so I think it's important. It's important. If for me, I wanted to start this for my own healing journey. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make a business out of it. But I think that that's what makes me resonate with other people as well, because I'm a human too, and I've been through this, and now I'm able to help people. So definitely, if it's something that you're interested in, I would encourage people. It's a beautiful area that you can be involved with, and I think we need more and more coaches.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with me today. And I know it will go on to inspire so many people just like you that are, beginning their journey and want to dabble in or learn more about what a functional medicine health coach does, what they do, and the entire industry and landscape. So thank you so much again.
Of course, thank you for giving me this space.